Also, at this point in the game, so we're pretty early in. We're, roughly 40 minutes in. And I want to point out that I'm $23 away from maxing out the wallet size already.
Yeah, money's a little meaningless. I guess if you're playing on hard, you need to buy stuff a lot more often, though, because you are playing on easy, to be fair.
True.
Oh, ghosts.
Like the drawing.
Yep.
Eat dog.
Is that Tannenbaum, or is that the baby
No,
lamb?
that's Eleanor talking to you.
That is Eleanor, okay.
She's able to talk to
apparently,
you.
this is kind of... Yeah, I was going to say, that's a little goofy, as they gave you a little,
No, it's because it's a side effect.
Link.
It's a side effect of the little sister bond, supposedly.
I guess so. And, even in the original game, it would show, like, the big daddies would knock on the wall, and the little sister would, like, kind of know they were there. So I guess they kind of already showed that, so it's not that big a deal. It's a little goofy, but whatever. Oh, God, I remember this part.
Come on, you're talking over the hilarious part.
Okay, sorry.
Well, you're already basically her mom is protecting the hell out of her, and so she hears all these phrases that seem to not make sense, and she wants to go see what the dog eaters are, because everybody in Ryan's camp is a dog eat dog kind of person.
I seem to recall, and tell me if I'm wrong, but isn't she educated like kind of like in this weird isolated, and she becomes like really crazy kind of? Am I crazy?
She doesn't become crazy, but she is isolated, definitely.
Okay, maybe I'll just have to watch and be careful not to talk over those, because I seem to remember there's something really weird about her.
Yeah. So this is where you run in with your first Big Daddy. And of course, you know,
got anti-armor?
Yeah, as Sinclair pointed out, actually I don't even know if I use the anti-armor, but as Sinclair pointed out, they don't attack you until you attack them, which is kind of nice.
I found one of those children at last. Filthy dress, all alone. I approached her, praying that it was my little girl. But she was
The recoil on the minigun is ridiculous, by the way.
from a corpse.
You can see I was having a hard time keeping the damn thing straight.
Fire and bursts.
That's not what you do with a minigun. Gah.
Well, it just looks like a minigun. It doesn't have a spin-up time.
I escaped, but
That's true.
Take a breath, son. You did it. Now, just let her ride on your shoulders and she'll trust you like her own daddy.
I reckon harvest her.
Harvest her.
Harvest her. This is
Oh, it
like
just
the
gives
one
you a
in
text.
This is the one and only time I accidentally hit back in the game. Like when when you're hovering over something that has a description and you hit back, it pops open the menu. So I was curious what it did. There you go. That's what it does.
Now, there are corpses all over Rapture, and little Dimples there can sniff out the atom.
You notice I tried to pick up that money and realized I couldn't because I have max money.
Yes, you're maxed out. I know. I get you.
Yep.
So, in this game, since you are the Big Daddies, you play the role of Big Daddy in the first game, which is to say that the little sisters will look for dead people, and you will guard them while they do it. And when they harvest the atom, you get a portion, you get a share. That's how it works in this game. I thought that was pretty cool.
Or you can just harvest them directly. You basically have two options.
Yeah, but you don't do that because that would be a horrible thing to do.
Well, you'd fail your psychological evaluation. The Blakey Rat DSM.
Your Blakey Rat psychological evaluation that takes place by looking at your achievement list on Xbox Live.
Yes.
Which is the best way to evaluate someone.
Yep.
Obviously.
I think we talked about that when we were doing the Darkness. Is when you create Blakey Radistan, one of the needs is to have people play Bioshock, and if they harvest even one little sister, then you throw them out of your country or put them in jail.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, intellectually, I know that Bioshock has a bad ending that happens if you don't rescue every single little sister. But realistically, I'll never experience it. I mean, I'll just admit it. I'm not that kind of person. I can't do it. I can't. I
Oh,
think
and
I did it once. The first time I played through, I did it once, and the animation is so horrifying. It's like, I can't do this.
By the way, you noticed that there were so many, like, exclamation points in the menu? I was trying to get rid of all of them, and I said, oh my god, there's too many. Just gave up.
Oh, you didn't want to do the legendary thing? You should read all of the PDA.
I was going to. I was
Wait,
going.
what
I
is
swear
that? Is that a PDA?
That's actually a good point.
They don't explain what that is at all. It's just there.
It's not a PDA. It's an early form of Google Glass that's projected on the inside of your
But when she
window.
starts draining out the atom, the splicers will come running. Be ready before you set her down on that body.
Were you ready?
There's kind of a funny thing that you get to see later. Like, you get to see from the perspective of a little sister what these people look like, and it's quite disturbing.
Yeah, that's really late in the game. I was not gonna bring that up because, it's kind of a reveal, but whatever.
Not really.
It's an awesome sequence. That's one of the
It
reasons
is.
I love this game. That whole sequence. It's great. I loved it.
They never explain how the splicers know the little sisters are harvesting Adam.
Yeah,
when
it makes you wonder if the splicers were just sitting around waiting, like observing you, and you couldn't see him or something.
Well, then why can't they harvest the Adam? All she's doing is like sticking a giant needle
'Cause they
in her
don't-
eye.
Well, that is a good question. I was about to say because they don't have the slugs inside them, but now that I think about it, I'm like, why is that necessary? Now that you mentioned it. This is actually a better replacement for the Big Daddy fights than the actual Big Daddy fights in this game.
But there are
So
Big
what they've
Daddy
actually
fights.
done in the that thing exploded a little close to you. So what they actually did is they made, since you're a Big Daddy, the Big Daddy fights are actually quite a bit easier than, you know, in the original Bioshock. But instead of Big Daddy fights, you get these mobbed by 8,000 guys at once fights.
Yep. So there you go. I got 40 Adam from helping her
Yep, and
harvest people.
There's one more corpse on this level somewhere,
Indeed.
if you find it. Of course, she'll tell you where it is if you hit whatever the button is.
Oh yeah, I think you hold X or something like that. It was something weird.
I'm sure it'll show up as a tooltip any second now. Any second.
I'm impressed you remember that particular piece.
Remember what?
Oh, the fact that you could hold a button to get them to display a path.
Oh, you just
Oh.
did it.
Oh, I did.
I'm watching the game. Oh, by the way, I like how they tease you with wrenches you can't pick up, too. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you remember this from the
they
first
put
game,
wrenches
right?
in the game, but they're no longer weapons. They're just kind of
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Oh, I also like it when you got your Gatlin rotating barrel machine gun there. It had it in a display case right next to the old Tommy guns that were in the original game.
Yep.
As
Well,
if
and the
to say,
original
hey, this is what you're
pistols.
getting instead of a
The
Tommy
pistols
gun.
from the original
Yes.
game were in there too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you don't get to use the pistol either. There's a lot of actually, come to think of it, I think every weapon is brand new, except for I think you get a grenade launcher that's almost identical to the original.
I feel like the rivet game's also in the first game, or rivet gun is also in the first game, but I don't. It might be a later
I
game.
think it is. I don't
By the way,
think it is.
not that anybody cares, but there's an achievement right here that I didn't do. So there's a golf club behind Andrew Ryan that you can use telekinesis to pick
An
up.
achievement
And,
you didn't do.
yeah, see, I even look at the golf club. I even look at it, but I didn't
Did
do
you
anything.
know it was an achievement at the time you were recording this?
No, of course not. Otherwise, I would have done it.
Otherwise, you would have done it. What is the achievement? You pick up the golf club with telekinesis, and then what?
And then hurl it at his face.
Oh,
Spoiler
so
warning.
creative.
What are you talking about? Come on. You remember
Wouldn't
the
it be
first
better
game,
if
right?
you- I do remember, yes. But wouldn't it be better if you had to like pick it up and carry it through the entire game?
Well, that would
And
that
then
would be
there's a
like that
space capsule at the
gnome.
end?
I'd be like, oh,
Yes. The
okay,
gnome.
so you did.
What?
That was the same reference you were making, huh?
Yes.
From Half-Life 2. Yes. Oh man.
Yes. The most insane achievement ever is the gnome in Half-Life 2.
Yep.
Which wouldn't be that bad, except for if you've ever tried it, the gnome frequently gets misplaced, or when you set it down with a gravity gun, it'll roll into a crack where you can't pick it back up.
Or when you set it down, there'll be an explosion next to you that'll send it flying into some.
Yeah, and you'll never find it again. Or it'll go out of bounds over the cliff when you're driving.
Yep.
Yes. I gave up on that pretty quick.
I think I actually got it on the first try, surprisingly.
Well,
You
part of
know
it
me.
for me was like it was my third playthrough, and you can only, I mean, Half-Life 2 is a good game. We keep talking about it during this game for some reason, but you can only play Half-Life 2 so many times. We should talk about Legendary more. That's just
Yeah,
as good a game.
Yes, it is.
Yes. You know what this game needed? Griffins.
More cowbell. Yeah, griffins too.
I think all of the children
Alright, so
have
this
finally
is
fallen asleep.
more of the story I was talking
So
about.
quiet. I can't sleep myself. I guess it's just you and me, Mr. Voice Recorder. You, me, in 1959. I wonder what the new year will... What? What was that? Something's happened. The lights are going out. Kids, stay in your sleeping bags. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, so players of the first game will recognize that date, New Year's Eve, 1959, as the date everything went wrong in Rapture.
Yes, so, I mean,
So they were
But-
trapped in here during the riot, I guess, with the
Yes.
19 kids. She was trapped with 19 kids during the riot.
yep,
You're the worst splicer. Why didn't you shoot
me or her.
her? You're not a splicer.
Also, there's a Tom. Oh, wait, you can't.
You can only take the ammo out of it because it still uses 50 cal.
Yeah, as if a Tommy gun would use 50 cal ammo. But I'll get
What?
over that.
They, huh?
A
Tommy
Tommy
guns do
gun?
use 50 cal.
No, they
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, they do. I almost want to pause the video and look it up on Wikipedia, but I'm 99.9% certain that's accurate. Swear to Christ. Anyway,
Well,
we
we'll go
held
look
up
it
on that for like half an
afterwards.
hour.
Strength of his arm for a hole and land.
You know what's creepy is animatronic robots that have been half melted.
Yes.
What was yours is ours.
There you go. Press X and hold to get your little sister to lead you to glowing corpse.
I think we already determined that. Can you hit this guy with a golf club or?
No, because that wasn't Andrew Ryan.
No, okay.
There are plenty of freakish things to see in Ryan Amusements, though, of course.
Yeah. Was that, by the way, a secret achievement or was that just in the public?
I don't know what that means.
Well, you know, some achievements are not listed.
Oh, it might have been a secret one.
Yeah, I'm guessing that. I mean, not that it matters to you, because you always look it up on other than the official sites. But you know, aren't you gonna hack that turret? Disappointed.
I'm not really sure what I'm doing, to be honest. I'm exploring.
Not hacking turrets. I think you kind of went back a bit, because isn't this where you started?
No, this is the upper level.
I thought you started
is
next
like-
to the gift shop. No, it's the gift shop.
Well, possibly, but that's the above ground section of it.
This is not as good as the amusement park ride in The Darkness 2.
No, it's not. And again, you're not
Sorry,
sitting
it
next
just
to a girl who doesn't notice the fact that you're using 2 submachine guns right next to her face.
No, she's just used to it, because it turns out she's actually some kind of angel superhero thing.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
a little risky there. Weren't you still standing in the water when you blasted that?
Or pretty close, yeah.
You made it okay, so I guess, you know, there you go.
It's all skills, timing,
Skills.